Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another small cigar review. I do have some larger cigars penned in for some reviews and also a couple of spirit reviews what I do want to do, but I thought to keep my release schedule I'll do another small cigar review for this Good Tuesday. Now today, I'm sure you can see in my pocket, we are smoking quite a cheap cigar. These are Castella Panatellas. Now these are a cigar cheaper than the Villagers that we reviewed on Sunday. As you can see, there are three. Show those up to the camera. Three of these in the pack. I've taken one out. These are a machine-made cigar made by cigar company Castella, who make quite cheap cigars. These you can't buy in the shops. I have not been able to. You can buy those smaller, they're Castella fine cigars, the classics. But these, the larger size of Castella, you cannot buy in any supermarkets anymore. Like you can other cigars of this type, which I find a bit strange. They're called Panatellas, but unlike other machine-made Panatellas, they are, as you can see, considerably bigger. I believe these clock in at almost 5. They might be 5. I believe it's like 4 3/4 or whatever by a 32. So again, much like everything, much like any cheap cigar, when it's wrapped in foil, little pull tab comes off, and here we have. Let's collect this rubbish and put it in my pocket. As you can see, it has, you can tell which end's for smoking there. There's a slightly tapered closed end, and then there's the normal foot. As you can see, I mean, if I compare it to a Villager, which I have just over there, if you give me a second. Oi, hello. If I compare it to a Villager cigar, here you can see the box is taller by quite a bit, and if I pull out one of these Villager cigars in the foil, take out the foil, you can see considerably. So these are I believe a 4.5, or just a straight 4. So I don't think that's an inch. I think it's about, they're about 4.5, 4 3/4. A similar ring gauge, slightly thinner, the Castellas, I believe. The draw on them reasonably loose. They are, again, not a massive cigar by any means. These are considerably cheaper than the Villagers. They're about £15 a packet in the UK, so about £3 a cigar, pound per cigar cheaper. I think the quality does show from the Villagers to these Castellas. I haven't had these for a while. These were one of the first cigars. One of the first cigars I smoked. Shop near me used to sell them years ago now, like a corner shop. And I think they were about £13 back then, 12 or £13 a packet. And for the size of the cigar, I thought it's not too bad. It's not a bad little smoke. And so I would occasionally buy a packet, and they'd be something I'd smoke probably reasonably. I must have smoked about 20 or 30 of these in my time. Individual cigars, not packets. But what we'll do is, I've got some Swan Vestas here, because my lighters are, there's some behind me and there's some over there, but these were next to me, so we'll use these. And we'll light this thing up, and I'll give you my initial thoughts, and as normal, like I did on Sunday's review, we'll smoke it to about halfway, and then we'll smoke. I'll come back, and then we'll go to the end, and I'll give you my final review on the cigar. I will keep a bit of a better track of time. I have taken my watch off. Just there, it is 8:05. It's 8:05, so we will, I'll keep track of time from lighting it from now. I'll let you know how it goes. Now, cigar this size, just one match, don't need to use more than that. There we go. Go right back into burn. Give it a quick toast just to get that tobacco warm. Once again, another rum old fashioned today. Very much enjoying these recently. So, initial thoughts. They're a very light smoke, quite a heavy draw, and they do burn reasonably quickly, I have found, compared to other cigars of this type. Especially like Henry Winterman's Half Coronas, which I'll have to make a review on at some point because they're such a ubiquitous cigar in the UK. They burn reasonably slowly, I think, compared to these. But that's not to say its flavour is bad. It's very light, very mild tobacco. It's not got kind of those extra complexity, that extra little bit of complexity of flavour that the Villagers had. And that's why I would say it's probably worth you spending the money in the Villagers. I know early on, but I've smoked a few of these already, and I've smoked them in the past. The draw's quite loose compared to the Villagers as well. It's not super loose, but it's a reasonably loose draw. It's cheap tobacco. I believe it's Cuban seed and Dutch tobacco. I don't think it's anything major. But it's quite light, a little bit sweet, a little bit kind of a nutty woodiness there, but it's nothing complex. I'm not going to have much to say about this. This will probably be a shorter review. But we'll be back when we're about halfway through. I'll tell you how long it's lasted. Up until then, I'll give you a quick update, and then we'll be back at the end of the cigar. I'll see you in a minute. To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed because maybe I've never noticed this before, how quick these actually burn. You saw they're a smaller cigar than the Villager cigar, and the Villager cigar probably lasted me at least 30 minutes. I'd say 30 to 40 minutes, a reasonable smoke time. It is a shorter cigar with a slightly larger ring gauge. But I've got my little watch here. I've been checking the time. I lit this up at about 8:05. It is only 8:15. It has only been 10 minutes. And we are already halfway through the cigar, just over halfway through. I have not been smoking super quickly, normal pace. And we are already 10 minutes in, halfway through the cigar. And that is disappointing. Flavour wise, it's the same. If you retrohale, there's a reasonably very light sweetness, kind of like a sweet nuttiness. They're a very, very mild smoke though, and they burn very quickly. I can see why you'd like them if you... Bloody hell, apologies for that. If you're not a cigar smoker, or if you've only smoked very occasionally, I can see why you might have these and enjoy these. They don't last super long, so if you are used to just smoking cigarettes or whatever, then you're not going to say, oh, 20 minutes is long. That said, like, I think even people who don't smoke, they probably like want a cigar to last like a cigar. But these look like a cigar, they burn like a cigar, but they don't have the smoke time of a cigar. At least not for me at this size. There's a lot of cigars that are around this size or smaller. You know, I've smoked cigars, well, I Flor Dominicana, there's a cigar called the Carillon. spelled carriage on. It's very short, quite strong, long filler cigar, hand rolled. That lasted me, I believe, about 45 minutes when I smoked it. And that was, I believe, a short cigar. It's a 4 by a 34 or something like that. Might be a 36, slightly fatter ring gauge, but a short cigar nonetheless. And for this to last as little as it is right now, it's slightly disappointing to me. Now again, it might always have lasted this long. It probably has. I've just never took note of it. As you could see, I've smoked 2 out of that packet. This is the third one I've had. Both of those I've smoked in the morning. And so I guess if you're smoking in the morning, you have a cup of coffee, 20 minutes is reasonable. But for me, a cigar of this size, I want to get at least 30 minutes out of it. 30 minutes to me is a good smoking time for a cigar that's around 3 to 4 pounds. 30 minutes, you feel like you've got a decent amount of enjoyment out of it. It's not a cigarillo. And it's a nice smoke. For me, so far, the flavour's too mild. As somebody who smokes stronger cigars all the time, this is a very, very mild cigar. A very mild cigar. The draw being quite loose. I'll be honest, I might as well continue talking and finish off smoking it with you guys here, because it is not going to last much longer. So, flavour wise, again, slightly sweet, okay? Slightly sweet tobacco, a little tiny bit of woodiness, and then on the retrohale, a little bit of kind of sweet nuttiness. Nondescript flavours, there's nothing unique, nothing very specific going on. It's just very nondescript, easy flavours. Secondly, it burns very quickly and the draw's quite loose. Which isn't great. Again, retrohale in there. There's a little, tiny little bit of spice with that nuttiness. But it's such a mild cigar. I think I have a memory. This being one of the first cigars I tried, I let the missus have a go of it. She doesn't smoke. She hates the smell. She won't smoke them, but she had a smoke of this and said that's not too bad. And if my missus is saying that, you know it's a very, very light cigar. As you can see here, we're down to maybe 2 inches left, so probably about an inch of smoking. It's 20 past, it's been 15 minutes. By the time I finish, it'll be about just over 20 past probably. So we're looking at about 20 minutes of smoking time. For £3 a cigar, and some places, apologies about that, some places are charging, as I said, about 16, 17, 18 quid for a packet of these. When you can buy something like these online for £20 in some places, £20. I've seen them as high as 22, but even at 22 I think they're worth it. After I finish this packet, which has 2 cigars left in it, I won't buy these again. I won't. I just will never buy them again, because the price is only ever going to go up. The quality is not there. I bought them in my last order because I thought, I haven't had them in years. And I thought, maybe they're better. That's just fallen on me. Maybe they're a bit better than I remember. I remember them being okay when I used to smoke them. No. They're not bad. They don't taste bad. They're perfectly smokable. For me, I wouldn't recommend buying them. Wouldn't recommend picking them up at a tobacconist. If you do buy them, maybe to give to someone who doesn't smoke cigars. You know, maybe as a little, here you are, try a cigar type thing. They're not great. They're not great for experienced cigar smokers. Even for a beginner, it's not something I'd recommend. I think the Villagers are far better in terms of a short smoke. Like, I'm down to the end here. It's not even been 20 minutes. I've been smoking at a very normal pace. I smoke probably quite slow compared to a lot of people. And for me, it's too mild and it burns too quick. That's fundamentally the point. And when you can go on the market these days, I'm not even Villager, there's a lot of companies that are making short cigars at around £3 to £4. You can buy senorita sized cigars. Puritos, Romeo and Juliet Puritos will last as long as these. Smaller cigar, they'll last just as long because it's got better tobacco, that's packed tighter, tastes far better. Far better. They're about £12 to £13 a packet. You're looking at around £2.50 a cigar. 50p for the cheapest price, and I can probably find those cheaper than 12. Miles better. Even something like the La Paz Cigarillo, not the miniature, the Cigarillo, the longer version. Neos cigars, and I will pick up a packet of them at some point. The Neos Country cigars there, I think they're 4.5 by 32. They last about 40 minutes. In my mind, I've not had a packet in about 6-7 months. I'll definitely be doing a review on them when I do get them. But disappointed, and I've not really sat down and thought about these too much when I've smoked them this past week and a bit since I've had them. But they are just a disappointing cigar. They're not what you want out of a cigar. You want something with a little bit more flavour, even for a mild cigar, a bit more flavour and a better burn time, for goodness sake. I want to be able to sit down for 30 minutes with a nice drink or a cup of coffee in the morning perhaps, and enjoy 30 minutes, if I'm not smoking a bigger cigar. These give me 20 and it's not very nice. It's okay. Wouldn't recommend them. Would not recommend them. I give them squarely a 3 out of 10. A 3 out of 10. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for a cigar for you to put your money on. I would not spend my 15 good British pounds on that packet of cigars again. When I can go and buy a packet of Puritos, J. Cortez Panatellas, I can put that 15 quid to a pack of Neos Country, or I could go buy, with that, but almost 2 Picadores that I reviewed the other day, I could buy 2.5 of those BV Minis, long filler cigars that are a lot nicer than that. We're basically at the end here. I'm probably going to do a 4 or 5 puffs before I'm finished. 3 out of 10, do not buy. And that's the review. That's it. They don't taste bad. They burn too quick and they don't taste of anything. But with that, I'm hoping better review for Thursday. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to do my first spirit review or if we'll stick with the cigars. We'll see how I feel in these next coming days. But next one on Thursday. I hope to see you there. And stay smoky, fellas.